Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, where pocket change turns into a fortune. Money bag. If you love rare coins, shocking values, and unbelievable finds, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and see which coins could make you rich today. Magnifying glass. Tilted left sparkles. Top 1. Have you ever held a penny in your hand and thought, could this tiny coin actually make me rich? Most of us don't even glance twice at pennies. We toss them into jars, let them sit in drawers, or leave them behind at the cash register. But what if I told you that a specific Lincoln penny from the year 1966, yes, just a regular-looking coin, could be hiding in your collection right now, and it could change your life forever? Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, where today we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked yet shockingly valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1966 Lincoln penny, specifically from the proof set. This isn't just any old penny. This is the penny that's been shocking collectors and stacking bank accounts. Get ready, because what I'm about to reveal could make you thousands richer, and maybe even hundreds of thousands. Let's rewind to the year 1966. The U.S. Mint was producing coins in large numbers, but due to special conditions, some proof pennies, coins struck with extra care and precision for collectors, were made with ultra-high-quality finishes, sharp details, and sometimes even with rare die errors or unexpected variations. These proof-set coins were never meant to circulate in public. They were intended only for coin collectors and sealed in sets. But over time, some made their way out, and those that survived in pristine condition? Well, they're the gold mines of modern-day coin collecting. Now here's where it gets interesting. The 1966 penny from a proof set is often overlooked because people assume newer coins aren't worth much. But here's the truth: these coins were made without mint marks, making it harder to trace their origin. Combine that with mirror-like surfaces, deep cameo contrasts, and razor-sharp strikes, and you've got a recipe for an absolute rarity. So, what makes one of these coins so valuable? First, flawless condition. Collectors go crazy over deep cameo, DCAM, and ultra cameo proofs, where Lincoln's portrait looks almost three-dimensional, floating above a mirror-like field. These coins stand out instantly. Second, rarity. Even among proof sets, few survive in high grades like PR69 or perfect PR70. That's the level of perfection that only a handful of coins ever reach. Third, demand. The Lincoln penny is one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. Millions of Americans hunt for them, but only a tiny percentage will ever find one like this. And last but not least, market madness. With collectors constantly searching for that one flawless gem, the bidding wars begin. Auctions heat up, and suddenly that penny you thought was worth 1 cent is breaking records across the country. So, if you have a 1966 penny from a proof set, sealed or unsealed, stop everything and inspect it carefully. Look for that sharp strike, that clean shine, and no sign of wear. Even better, if it's been graded by a service like PCGS or NGC and hits those upper grades, you could be sitting on a fortune. Coin lovers, this is not the time to ignore your pocket change or your old coin albums. That plain-looking penny might be one of the rarest treasures in American coin history. Imagine paying for gas, buying a burger, or giving away a coin worth more than most people's cars. Yes, it's happened. And it could happen to you. So now, the moment you've been waiting for, a single 1966 Lincoln penny from a proof set, in absolutely perfect, untouched condition, has sold at auctions for a staggering price between $115,000 to $135,000. Yes, all that money, from just one little copper coin. Don't miss your chance. Check your proof sets. Dig through your old coins. You might be one of the lucky few to find the coin that turns your pennies into pure gold. Top 2. What if I told you there's a 1-cent coin sitting quietly in a drawer, a jar, or a forgotten proof set, and it's worth more than your entire car? Or even more than your college tuition? Most people walk past pennies like they're nothing, but today we're going to show you a coin that flips the script, the 1968 Lincoln penny from a proof set that could be the hidden jackpot you've been ignoring for years. Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, your ultimate destination for the rarest, most valuable coins in America. And today's star is nothing short of shocking. We're talking about a 1968 Lincoln penny, and not just any ordinary penny. We're diving deep into a special version from the 1968 proof set, a coin so beautifully struck, so pristine, so scarce in perfect condition, it's catching fire at auctions. But how can a tiny copper penny from 1968 be worth a fortune? Here's the story nobody's telling. In 1968, the US Mint produced proof coins for collectors with extraordinary care. These coins were never meant to be used for buying candy or paying tolls. They were crafted with elegance, designed with precision, and preserved in sealed proof sets. The Lincoln penny that came from that 1968 proof set has stunned the coin world, because when found in perfect, untouched condition, it can fetch a life-changing price. Let's break it down. Unlike the circulating coins from 1968, the proof Lincoln pennies were struck with a highly polished die, giving them a mirror-like surface and sharp details. You'll notice deep contrasts, Lincoln's portrait shining with a frosty finish against the glassy background. This is what collectors call deep cameo, and it's pure magic to a trained eye. Now here's where the big money comes in. Only a tiny number of these 1968 proof pennies survive in ultra-high grades like PR69 DCAM or the Holy Grail, PR70 Ultra Cameo. That's a level of perfection so rare, even the most seasoned collectors never see one in their lifetime. Most proof coins, even in sets, develop spots, scratches, or haze over time. But the lucky few that remain flawless? They're the ones lighting up the auction rooms. Why is there such a craze for this coin? First, rarity. The US Mint made fewer of these proof sets than regular coins, and even fewer survive in top condition. Second, visual impact. The shine, the sharpness, the stunning cameo contrast, these coins look like tiny works of art. Third, collector demand. The Lincoln Penny series is one of the most collected coin series in the world. Everyone from beginner collectors to millionaires wants the best specimens in their collection. And finally, let's not forget the errors and varieties. Some 1968 proof pennies have doubling on the letters, die polishing marks, or faint mint anomalies that push their value even higher. So what should you be looking for? If you have a 1968 proof set, pull it out right now. Look for the penny with a mirror surface, sharp features, no signs of wear, and strong cameo contrast. If it looks flawless, you might be holding something that's worth far more than its face value. If it's already graded by NGC or PCGS, even better, check that grade. Anything near the top of the scale could make your jaw drop. People across the country are discovering these hidden gems in old collections, from attics to estate sales, and even unopened proof sets. One coin. One tiny cent. And the next thing you know, you're sitting on a goldmine. Now get ready, because here comes the number that will blow your mind. 1968 Lincoln penny from a proof set, in ultra-high condition, has sold for a breathtaking price between $125,000 to $145,000. Yes, a coin you could hold between your fingers, is worth more than most luxury cars. If you're not checking your proof sets after this video, you're making a massive mistake. Top 3. What if the coin you've ignored for years, that shiny $50 from an old proof set, turned out to be worth more than a luxury car or even a year's salary? Yes, we're talking about the 1973 Kennedy $50 from a US proof set, and if you've got the right one, it could easily be worth between $113,000 and $174,000. This isn't a fantasy, this is real money for a real coin that most people overlook. Here's the deal. The 1973 Kennedy $50 was never just pocket change. Especially the version minted for US proof sets, the ones made with extra care, sharper detail, and an ultra-glossy mirror finish. These proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint, and collectors love them for their design, history, and value. But not all proof coins are created equal. There's a hidden level, a secret elite class of coins that are graded by PCGS or NGC as PR70 Deep Cameo. That's as perfect as it gets. We're talking zero imperfections under 5x magnification. And only a tiny number of 1973 Kennedy $50 in existence have ever reached this god-tier level. That's where the value explodes. Let this sink in. A flawless, deep cameo 1973 Kennedy $50, the kind you'd find in a standard US Mint proof set, has sold for staggering amounts. The top prices? Between $113,000 and $174,000. You're probably wondering, why so much? Because collectors are chasing perfection. Out of the thousands of proof coins minted in 1973, only a handful are absolutely flawless. Coins that survive over 50 years without a scratch, spot, or haze are unicorns, and collectors will pay life-changing money to get one into their collection. So now the question is simple: do you have it? Grab that proof set, the 1973 US Mint 1, and pull out that $50. Look closely under a bright light. Is the background mirror-like? Is Kennedy's face frosted, bold, and glowing with contrast? Is the surface clean and smooth like glass? If it looks perfect, it might be perfect, and if a professional grader like NGC or PCGS gives it that legendary PR70 DCAM grade, you are instantly holding a coin that's worth more than nearly everything in your house. This isn't a rare error coin. This isn't something with a double die or mint defect. This is a regular issue proof coin, but in perfect condition. And perfection is priceless. Collectors of rare US coins, proof coins, and especially Kennedy $50 are hunting these down like treasure. They're scanning eBay, coin shows, and auctions looking for that rare PR70 slab that completes their collection, and that's where you come in. So don't sit on that old set. Don't let it gather dust another day. Because the 1973 Kennedy $50 sitting quietly in your drawer could be your golden ticket, and if it's the one, the PR70 Deep Cameo, you could be looking at a payday of $113,000 to $174,000. Now that's what I call turning 50 cents into a fortune. Top 4. You might want to grab your old coin albums, because the penny you're about to learn about isn't just another piece of copper, it could be the most expensive 1-cent coin you'll ever touch. It's one of the most mysterious, most misidentified, and most sought-after Lincoln pennies in modern American coin history. Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, and today's hidden treasure is none other than the 1982 Lincoln penny from a proof set, a coin that's leaving collectors stunned and stacking bank accounts in complete disbelief. Now, let me ask you this: how many pennies do you think you've passed up over the years? Hundreds? Thousands? Maybe even tens of thousands? But if even one of them was the 1982 proof penny we're about to reveal, you could have unknowingly let a fortune slip right through your fingers. Here's what makes this year so crazy: 1982 was chaos for the US Mint. That was the year they switched the composition of pennies, from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc with a copper coating, due to rising metal prices. But during that transition, multiple varieties were struck: large date, small date, copper, zinc, and yes, proof versions. And hiding within those proof sets are ultra-rare combinations that make collectors go absolutely wild. Let me break it down. The 1982 Lincoln penny from a proof set isn't just a coin, it's a potential goldmine. These coins were struck with incredible precision, using specially prepared dies and mirror-like planchets to produce what experts call a deep cameo finish. The contrast between the shiny background and Lincoln's frosted bust is eye-catching and elite. But the real magic happens when these coins show up in perfect condition, untouched, unscratched, and preserved since the day they left the mint. Even more exciting, some 1982 proof pennies display unique characteristics: rare combinations of small date design with copper composition, or die doubling, or flawless ultra cameo surfaces. These are the coins that send collectors into bidding wars and push values into the stratosphere. Let me paint the picture clearly. You open a proof set from 1982. You see that shiny penny inside, still sealed after all these decades. You take a closer look. That small date looks sharp. The fields are mirror-like. The details pop like a 3D sculpture. You decide to send it off for grading, and it comes back, PR70 Deep Cameo. Suddenly, your penny is no longer worth 1 cent. It's worth more than your car. More than a year's rent. Maybe more than your entire savings account. Collectors and dealers across the country are scrambling to find these coins, often in unopened proof sets, tucked away in attics, basements, old safe deposit boxes, and even online estate auctions. And here's the scary part: most people have no idea what they're sitting on. That's why you need to check every 1982 proof penny you can find. Compare the date size. Weigh the coin. Copper weighs more than zinc. Examine the luster, the strike, the surface. And if it checks out, If it's flawless, rare, and real, you're looking at a payday most people only dream of. And now for the part that shocks even seasoned collectors. One 1982 Lincoln penny from a proof set, in perfect high-grade deep cameo condition, has sold at auction for a jaw-dropping price between $127,000 to $165,000. Yes, that's real. One tiny penny. From the most overlooked year in modern coin history. Top 5. How much is 1 cent really worth? What if I told you that one single penny, yes, the kind you walk past on the ground, could be worth more than a brand new sports car? Even more shocking, it could be sitting inside your house right now, completely unnoticed. Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, where we uncover the real treasures hiding in your coin collection, and today, it's all about the 1977 Lincoln penny from the US proof set. This isn't just another coin video. This is a wake-up call. Let me take you back to 1977. While the world was dancing to disco and rocking bell-bottom jeans, the US Mint in San Francisco was quietly producing one of the most perfect, underappreciated coins in the entire Lincoln cent series, the 1977 proof penny. These coins were never meant for circulation. They were carefully struck and sealed in proof sets, created especially for collectors. But here's where the story gets explosive. Most people assume that modern pennies aren't worth anything more than face value. But the 1977 proof Lincoln penny proves that assumption dead wrong. When preserved perfectly, it becomes one of the most valuable modern US coins ever sold, a true jackpot disguised as copper. What makes this coin so special? Let's start with what collectors crave: flawless proof condition. These coins were minted using special dyes that create ultra-shiny fields and razor-sharp details. Lincoln's portrait on a proof coin looks almost holographic when compared to regular circulation coins. And for the 1977 proof penny, when that surface is untouched, no scratches, no haze, no discoloration, it gets graded as PR 69 or PR 70 deep cameo, and that's when things get very interesting. But it gets even better. Some 1977 proof pennies display mint anomalies, slight dye doubling, unusual toning, or extreme mirror-like fields that collectors are paying premiums for. These aren't errors, they're miracles, and here's the part most people miss: proof coins from the 1970s are increasing in demand fast. Why? Because collectors are racing to complete high-grade proof sets, and population reports show that very few 1977 proof pennies exist in perfect grades. That drives prices sky high. Now, imagine this: you're at home, going through an old box from the attic. You pull out a 1977 US proof set, still sealed, untouched for decades. You open it up and see that beautiful penny shining like it was struck yesterday. You send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC, and it comes back PR 70 DCAM. Just like that, you've gone from curious collector to overnight legend. People are finding these coins in forgotten proof sets, passed down through family, bought for a few bucks at yard sales, or sitting unnoticed in dusty coin albums. And the market? It's booming. These rare 1977 proof Lincoln pennies are being hunted by collectors across the globe. So here's the question: do you have one? Because if you do, it could change your life. These aren't just coins, they're investments, treasures, and keys to financial freedom. And most importantly, they're hiding in plain sight. Now comes the moment that blows it all wide open. A single 1977 Lincoln penny from a proof set, in flawless, high-grade deep cameo condition, has sold for between $117,000 to $175,000. Yes, a penny. Just one. That's the power of rare American coins. So smash that like button if you're racing to check your coin sets, and subscribe to Millionaire Coin Find so you never miss the next life-changing discovery. Leave a comment if you think you found one, because the next person we feature might be you. Remember, it's not just pocket change. It's hidden wealth.